When we think of royal palaces, our minds often jump to glittering ballrooms, towering chandeliers, and monarchs draped in jewels. But behind every banquet, ceremony, and lavish tradition was a hidden world, the lives of the palace servants. These men and women lived in the shadows of royalty, ensuring that the grandeur of kings, queens, and aristocrats never faltered. Their lives were demanding, often grueling, yet filled with unique opportunities and glimpses of power that ordinary people could only dream of. Life as a palace servant depended heavily on rank and role. Not all servants were treated equally. At the top stood highly trusted attendants, the personal valets, ladies-in-waiting, and chamberlains. These individuals worked in close proximity to royalty, handling private affairs, dressing their masters, and sometimes even acting as confidants. Their positions could bring wealth, prestige, and influence, but also incredible pressure. A single mistake in etiquette could end a career or worse, anger a monarch whose favor meant everything. Beneath them were the mid-level household staff. These included cooks, stable hands, footmen, and laundry workers. Their tasks kept the palace running smoothly, preparing enormous feasts, tending to the royal horses, cleaning ornate garments, and keeping the palace spotless. Work began before dawn and stretched long into the night. While some enjoyed steady pay, meals, and shelter, luxuries for the poor outside the palace gates, others endured backbreaking labor with little recognition. At the very bottom were the scullery maids, kitchen boys, and other menial workers. These servants did the dirtiest and most exhausting jobs, scrubbing pots, carrying water, disposing of waste, or stoking fires through the freezing winters. Their lives were far from the glitter of court, yet they were indispensable. Without their toil, the illusion of effortless royal grandeur would have quickly unraveled. The working conditions could be harsh, but service in a palace wasn't without rewards. For many, it provided food, clothing, and security in an age when survival was uncertain. A position in a royal household also offered proximity to power. Some servants overheard secrets of state, witnessed historic moments firsthand, or even rose in social rank through loyalty and cunning. There are countless stories of lowly attendants who became trusted advisors, or chambermaids who caught the eye of nobles. Palaces were not just centers of ceremony, they were places where fortunes could change overnight. But life wasn't just about ambition. Servants also had to navigate strict hierarchies and codes of behavior. Every move was watched, and rules governed even the smallest gestures. Bowing at the right angle, speaking only when spoken to, and never turning your back on royalty were unwritten laws. A servant's reputation rested on absolute obedience and discretion. Gossip could be fatal, especially when palace intrigues ran deep. Daily life was a mix of routine and spectacle. One day, a servant might spend hours polishing silver or preparing fires. The next, they could be thrust into the excitement of a royal wedding, coronation, or state banquet. These events were exhausting to prepare for, but they offered rare glimpses of luxury, the kind of sights and sounds that most commoners never experienced in their lifetimes. Yet for all the glitter and opportunity, most palace servants remained invisible. They worked tirelessly behind tapestries, in kitchens, and in servant quarters tucked away from the glamorous halls. At night, they returned to cramped dormitories, far removed from the golden chambers they had tended all day. Their stories remind us that history's grand palaces weren't just built on wealth and power, they were sustained by human hands, often weary and unrecognized. So, what was life like for a servant at a royal palace? It was a world of contradictions, grueling work mixed with rare privilege, invisibility alongside intimate proximity to royalty. They were the unsung backbone of royal life, enduring hardship so that kings and queens could shine. Without them, the splendor of palaces would have been impossible.